So hey what's up guys, Roblox here and welcome back to F1 2018 Career Mode. So here we are for episode number 7. We're going to head into the 7th round of the F1 2018 season. So weekend preview ahead is going to be dry everywhere, and this is Canada, so it's I'd expected some rain maybe, but what I'm going to do now for this, I'm going to develop this upgrade, repair it for an extra 500 points. That should give us a little bit more R&D. You can see if we can do those 2 major upgrades, it will bump us up to almost what Aston Martin Red Bull have. So let's see if we can do that, but for now let's get into the first practice session. Right then, so it is actually raining out on track, so we should get out as soon as possible. It's going to be a dry practice, a dry qualifying and race. I can't concentrate on what I'm trying to say when that dude's talking to us, which is really annoying. So I'm gonna go for we'll go for this preset for now since it's raining. It's only practice, but let's get out on track then and do this track acclimatization. So we're going to be coming to the end of this lap, and I've decided over this lap I'm not going to bother with practice because it's just going to be raining, and the practice and the qualifying and the race is going to be dry. So I'm just going to do this program, get the resource points from this one program, then just head straight into qualifying and treat that as practice. Just put in as many laps as we can in qualifying. Right then, so for the setup we're going to go for very little, we'll go for maximum top speed. 2 wings sounds good to me. So we'll be compromised for the corners, but along the straights we're going to need it along the straights really. So let's just accelerate time a little bit, then get out on track. Go to track, apart from me. Right then, we're going to be coming on to our first flying lap then of the qualifying session. Let's see what we can do in our McLaren car then. So we're going to end our first flying lap then, a 109.6 from Sebastian Vettel. Oh wow, we can improve massively on that. We are way off the pace. So again, we're going to be coming into the final chicane. Watch out for the wall of champions on the right hand side as we exit this final chicane. So going into the final chicane, then watch out for the wall of champions on the right hand side. We barely used the track limits to be fair, but coming across the line we move up to 7th place. That's a much better lap. So let's get back into the garage and refuel, retire up and head back out, and we need as many laps as we can in this qualifying session. So far our teammate is half a second ahead of us. We lose 2 tenths in the first sector, 4 tenths in the middle sector, and then we are quicker by about 1/10, well, half a tenth in the final sector. So that's where we're losing our time. Let's accelerate the time a little bit as we say that. 109.6 is the fastest from Sebastian Vettel. So let's head out on track and see what So we're starting this first flying lap then. We did actually make contact with the wall of champions coming on to the start of this lap. And I'm having to be very careful. I'm really struggling. We've got no downforce on the car at all. Too little downforce. I should have really tested this out first. But yeah, we're struggling with the downforce and having to be so cautious on the brakes and then on turning into each corner. So ending this first lap, we are a bit slower. So we need to try and improve on this second lap. So yeah, that just happened. Absolutely clobbered the wall of champions. We were half a second up-ish on our best lap so far, about to go even quicker, and through the wall of champions we got it too late on the brakes and then just slammed into the wall. So the wall of champions has claimed us as that's the end of our qualifying session, so we'll have to see what we can do then. Nonetheless, we should be okay. We shouldn't be in too bad of a starting position for the race. You can see if we'd have gone half a second quicker, which we were, we'd be up with Fernando Alonso. So let's get into the race. Right, so we have lost the rivalry with Fernando Alonso by 3 points, which is highly annoying. We lose even more reputation with the team because of that. That is not good. Why is it going down? Because we had a crash. One crash. But chin up. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, Jeff's saying not where we want to be. I know it's not where we want to be. Not my fault I binned it. Well, it is my fault I binned it. But nonetheless, nothing we can do now but get a good race. Right, so we're here on the grid then. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch up my strategy. You know, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go stint 1, ultra softs. Stint 2, hyper softs. We extend it to, what, 10 laps? 9 laps? 10 laps? Yeah, 10 laps. We'll go for 10 laps on the ultra softs, and then we'll go on the hyper softs. So that is going to do me for strategy. Hopefully it pays off, so let's get into the race. Right then, here we are. Going to be whacking it up into overtake mode off of the start, and let's see if we get a good start then off of the grid. A little bit of wheel spin, but trying to dodge Hulkenberg there as we make contact with Hulkenberg, warning for Hulkenberg collision, and now Ocon's slotting in front of us, and we've gone backwards by 1 position off of the start. Can we get underneath Ocon here? Yes we can, straight underneath him. And we've now lost a whole load of time. Well, this pack ahead of us have lost a whole load of time, which is not what we need. So we need to remember that. Oh, we've got quite a low downforce setup, so we're struggling through the corners, but we should be quick down the straights, which this McLaren is lacking, so it should help us. Ooh, almost getting right in the back of Nico Hulkenberg there. I'm going to keep it in rich for the first opening laps. I'm going to go up the inside here, and I didn't mean to get up the inside of the Force India as well, but I will take it while we're alongside him now. We need to convert it, but he's got the Mercedes engine. Side by side with Sergio Perez coming into the braking zone. Ooh. Coming up the inside, job done at the final chicane, and we're up into 10th place, and he's backed right out of that one. So there we go, we're up into 10th. Our teammate is in 8th place right there, I can see him, so we're recovering nicely. I need to remember as well that I'm going to be slower at the start because we're on the ultra soft tyres, whereas everyone else is on the hyper soft tyres. But that's not too bad for us. I mean, we've had a fantastic start, and we're not losing touch with Carlos Sainz too much yet. So these ultra soft tyres working okay at the start of this Grand Prix, although struggling for downforce through there. Really do struggle, but we do need the really low downforce setup in order to get a decent run on the straights. So we're going through the final chicane then. No risk at the final chicane. We're just going to bring it home this race. We need to get some decent points and outrace our teammate, to be honest, because we're losing reputation with the team, which is not what we need right now. So maybe we'll get a bit of a run in this DRS straight. This is the new DRS straight here at Canada, as we're getting masses of wheel spin, and that's the only problem with using a slippery rear wing, is you lose out on downforce at the rear. And my god, we were so lucky there's a bit of runoff there rather than a wall, but we've lost a decent run that we had onto the back of Carlos Sainz. But Alonso stuck behind, is it Magnussen? It might be one of the Haas cars he's stuck behind. We've got one of the Haas cars behind me as well, I think, but I'm going to use overtake mode. Got the DRS. Actually, I'm going to save the ERS while we're only coming down here. We've got the DRS giving us that extra bit of top speed. But it is Magnussen that Alonso's battling with, and they've both held each other up, and that's going to allow Carlos Sainz onto the back of them, and they're all getting a bit racy as we're trying to find a way up the inside of Hulkenberg, but we found nothing other than his side pod, so very lucky neither of us took any major damage. So I'm going to sit in behind him. I ain't overtaking through here. I don't have enough downforce to drive normally through there. I'm so cautious on the throttle, literally feathering it through there. It's so cautious that I'm just going to get a massive oversteer like that, and we're out, and we're down behind Sergio Perez. That's how much we're struggling right now with the downforce. Oh, trying to find a way as we're now struggling for the wheel spin. Look at that, that is horrendous. Lost 2 places in the space of a sector because of wheel spin trouble, but we're trying to go around the outside of Hulkenberg there. Come on, get the job done. Pick up the DRS, keep it ahead of Hulkenberg if we can, which indeed we are. And now we're picking up the DRS again, and we're getting a bit of a run onto the back of these guys up ahead. And Carlos Sainz is going side by side with Perez. The Force India is going to do well around here because it's a Mercedes powered car, and the Mercedes is such a quick engine, especially with the ERS deployment as we're coming flying through here, trying to push Perez through, and Hulkenberg, no, Carlos Sainz making a collision with us. I'm going to slingshot back underneath him. Oh, be aggressive with him. There we go, struggle for the wheel spin, and oh, wheel spin again, and there's yellow flags out for something. I'm not sure what it is, but this middle sector I'm really struggling. So the virtual safety car is out. Virtual safety car is out for something. I'm not quite sure what it's out for, but I'm going to need to increase our lap time. Virtual safety cars come to an end. Oh, and we almost got caught napping. We were trying to watch our delta time, and we got away with it. I was a bit worried that we weren't going to make it. Getting a bit over grass there, and I'm in the completely wrong gears, and we've got the two Renaults who've had an amazing restart from the virtual safety car. I'm just being too cautious, and we're struggling on the rear again as per usual, but I'm going to keep it going. Remember that we're on slower tyres which need to go longer. And who's that? That's one of the Toro Rossos. That must be why the virtual safety car came up. And here comes one of the Renaults up the inside. Please don't make contact. He's still there. I can see him in my mirror. Come on, keep it ahead. Let's go down this straight. Use the overtake mode to defend. Luckily, they're Renault power cars, so we should be quite evenly matched down the straight. So here comes some people into the pits as we're struggling out of there. And here comes Nico Hulkenberg once again. Our teammate is in the pits right now. Oh no, here comes Hulkenberg up the inside. Oh, we can't afford to get caught up too much in battles because our tyres need to go further into this race. And so far we're struggling with the rears. I mean, look at them, we've lit them up. Completely lit up our rear tyres there. You can see they're 25% warm, whereas the fronts are only on like 10%. So this has not gone well for us in terms of tyre wear. Ooh, especially on the rear there, struggling there. I'm going to look after the rears on the new set, but we'll see how that goes. So we're going to be coming across the line, and we're going to be leading this race from now on. But let's see if we can. Ultra soft tyres are going. They're struggling here, but let's see if we can keep up a decent enough gap and try and take all these tyres to the end of their stint. And we're just struggling so much fighting the rear. This is such a struggle, but let's see if we can get safely and quickly to the pit stops. So it says if we rejoin from pitting, then we will come out in 7th place. So I'm going to risk that. I'm going to come in the pits now, and I'm going to see if I can drag out the tyres for one extra lap than originally planned. I mean, we'll be on a lighter fuel load, so surely we should be able to, but I just don't know yet. So let's see though. I'd rather take track position right now and come in for an early pit stop. I mean, I'm struggling with the rears. We're losing probably a second a lap, so it might close that window if we'd have waited out. And by looks of things, we're coming out right with Nico Hulkenberg once again. So still with Nico Hulkenberg then, battling with the Renault cars. But I think there must have been something that happened around here, because we've got Bottas behind and there's a massive gap there, and we've jumped up many positions. I can't understand why, but let's just try look after the rears, see if we can stick it with Nico Hulkenberg and catch up to him. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it into rich, and I'm going to stick the ERS mode into high, and I'm going to start trying to hunt down Nico Hulkenberg and get 6th place off him, because that'd be good. But the other Renault of Sainz is up all the way up in 5th, which is good for them. But I wonder if anyone else will be coming back into the pits. I'm not sure whether people do 2-stop strategies around here. We'll have to wait and see. Getting a decent run then out of that final chicane. Got it in overtake mode still, and we're gaining on Nico Hulkenberg. And these tyres are feeling good, man. They are feeling so good. And I'm being careful not to spin them up at the rear, so they'll last a little bit longer. So we got a little bit of battery left towards the end of this lap to try and get the move done on Nico Hülkenberg. We'll also get the DRS, so let's use everything we've got on this straight to try and clear the Renault driver. We've got the other Renault of Carlos Sainz up ahead of him, so we might be able to close down the gap. We're on the quicker tyres as well, and look at this, absolutely flying past the Renault of Nico Hülkenberg. So we're coming under attack from Nico Hülkenberg. What's he able to do around the outside of there? Not a lot probably, as we keep him at bay. And Valtteri Bottas, you can see on the map, he's back there. He might have a problem with his ERS maybe, or something like that, that's caused him to drop all the way back, and he's not catching up particularly quick, although I think he is now. He's catching up to us now, so we're going to be in danger of losing out on this 6th place. It's not going to last forever, but we'll push and we'll hold on while we can. Coming across the line then, what is the gap to Carlos Sainz ahead? It's 2.8 seconds. I think we're closing that down very slowly, but we'll see what we can do over the next few laps then if we can close them down, or whether these tyres will start to go off quite quickly because they are the softer compound. So coming across the line then to end lap number 13, we've got about 5 laps to go in this race. Look at those rear tyres, they are looking so bad. Here comes Valtteri Bottas then. We cover off the inside. Oh my god, we go very deep into the final chicane, and it's cost us a lot of time actually, but we're going to keep on pushing. 4 laps to go. So here we go then, here comes Valtteri Bottas. I'm just going to try and stick to the inside line and brake as late as possible. Oh, we've got the inside line, and what's going on the inside of us? Bottas backed right out of that, but Hülkenberg didn't. Hülkenberg's still here with us. Can we go around the outside and he just slots in front of us? What is he doing? I got a warning for a collision with Hülkenberg, and he just decides to slot his car in front, and then he's through on a... So out of this corner here's where we lose so much time to the AI. I mean, look at that. Hülkenberg just getting away from us. We've got the DRS luckily, which is going to help us defend, and it's like one of the Red Bulls trying to come up our inside, which isn't going to work there for him. Use the overtake mode just to try and stay within DRS zone. So we've got DRS, we've got everything we've got to try and overtake Nico Hülkenberg. Was thinking about diving it up the inside, but we're right on the back of him. We've got DRS again. Once again, we're going to go to the inside. It's going to squeeze us to the wall. Very aggressive defending from the AI. Oh, I've got the engineer saying 2 things at once in my ear. That's very strange. But there we go. We're back ahead of Nico Hülkenberg. I never thought we'd do that one. But it's not over yet. This is where we lose so much time out of here. Our launch out of here is no good compared to Hülkenberg. Here he comes. He's going to be coming up the inside. Nope, we're going to the inside and he's going to the outside. Oh, trying around the outside. Got to give him room. Oh, we backed out of that one completely. So here we go. We've got a McLaren train now going on. Or we've got a right box train going on here. Come on, let's keep it ahead. Watch out. There's going to be so many cars coming down the inside of us on this straight. Use a bit of rich mix. Use a bit of overtake mode just to keep it ahead, but they're too busy battling behind to even bother really. So I'm going to whack it back down to medium. We don't need to use all that ERS down here if we're not going to have to use it. Coming to the final chicane, and we're coming on to the final lap. I didn't realise it was the final lap, and they're all battling behind, so I'm going to save up our ERS around the course of this lap and then use it down the straights to defend or to blast past anyone if we need to. But on the final lap here, no way, we're going to be in 6th place. How will we have pulled that off from our starting position? We've got so lucky here. Anytime this season so far we've had a poor qualifying, we've managed to get lucky in the race. I mean, I don't know what happened, why there was a massive gap between... there must have happened, something must have happened at the front, because there's a couple of Ferraris, a couple of Red Bulls, a couple of Mercedes cars behind me, which I can't explain why they're behind me. Something must have happened. A crash, or everyone got held up in the pits or something like that. But here comes Daniel Ricciardo. Oh no, right on the back of us, just in time for him to go up the inside of the final corner as we come into the chicane. Well, not the chicane. Here we go. Put it into hot lap mode. Come on. I'm just going to have to hold the inside line and pray he can't get around us. He's a bit far back, to be honest. If that was a Mercedes or a Ferrari, he'd be right up alongside us. But putting it into 4th gear through the final chicane, and there we go. We're going to come home for 6th place. That's going to be another solid result for us in the bag. Is that Vettel winning once again? Right then, here we go. Vettel won the race. He didn't actually get pole position. Hamilton got pole position, but it's Vettel won from Hamilton, then Verstappen, and Magnussen in 4th place. That's not good. He's our rival. Fernando Alonso down in 13th place. That's not good for him, and the Toro Rosso's just with that Honda power unit. Absolutely hopeless. So let's take a look at the standings now. We're still in 7th place with the gap's fallen to Kevin Magnussen, so it's 1 point between us now, and we can see that Daniel Ricciardo is only 18 points ahead of us, so maybe we'll be able to catch up to him. But Fernando Alonso, he's now dropping down the championship order. That's not good for him. Hopefully he can pick up some points towards the end of the season, but we're in 4th place in the Constructors. Haas has jumped ahead of Renault, and Renault have jumped ahead of Force India, and Force India have dropped down to 7th place. So Williams still don't have any points, so that Williams car looks like an absolute dog to drive. But let's see if we've got any interviews or anything like that. So the rivalry, we're currently leading over Kevin Magnussen. We've lost the rivalry to Fernando Alonso, although I thought we lost that in the last race. I don't know, maybe I was wrong. But currently leading 2 points over Kevin Magnussen, which is important for us. What about reputation then? Oh, we're losing even more reputation. How have we lost so much reputation with McLaren? This isn't good. It's what we've been saying in the interviews, I think. Oh no. So we have these new things, but I'm not going to go for them. I'm going to hop into the next weekend and we'll do the next round in the next episode, and that'll be race number 8. But if you did enjoy this episode for now, then do remember to smash that like button, share it around with your friends, and do subscribe for more F1 2018 career mode. Also, do make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be in the description. So for now, I will see you in the next one.